Howdy, everybody. Welcome. It's just me, and I'm up close this time because it's just me. We're trying out more new things, just like the Timberwolves are on a nightly basis. Seems like we've got a different team every night. Welcome, Annie Oop. Thank you. Sorry I'm late tonight, guys. I was over at my family's, at my parents' house, and I didn't really want to leave immediately after the game was done. So also my dog threw up with 10 seconds left to go in the game. He was getting too nervous or something. It was crazy. Hey, we got Christian Ronaldo, as I always say. Annie Oop and MVP playoff. Man, I will tell you, the end of that game when Ant drove on, I think, Chris Middleton. Oh my gosh. I was so hyped, man. That just the muscle it takes. Not that like Chris Middleton's like some elite level defender. He's not bad, but that was just so fun to see, especially in such a critical moment. I was like, yes, that's our leader. That's who I want. Exactly, JJ. He bullied him. He did bully him. It was just fun, you know. It was just a fun game. And, you know, as Timberwolves fans, I think we've all grown, regardless of how old we are, whether we're still in, like, middle school, still in high school, college, me, a full-fledged adult, almost 30. You know, I think we've all learned that no matter how far ahead you are in the game, it essentially means nothing as a Timberwolves fan, because any team can come back against us, and especially a team like the Bucks, even without Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez there tonight, which I think if they had them, this would have been a lot tougher for us, just because those two players are good against us. But yeah, it was a fun game. D'Lo remembered how to play basketball. Towns played. I know he only had 3 rebounds tonight, but with the new system and the new way we're doing things, he may not be getting as many rebounds since he's going to be more out defending people on the 3-point line. He may not be getting it, and I think Jaden and Vando both had more than 10 rebounds or something like that. I don't know. We'll get into that in the tier list in a little bit, but let me catch up on some of these chat messages. It looks like this is what happens when you stay hungry, locked in. Exactly. Ant last year versus Indy was the same situation. Took a step back 3 and rimmed it out. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Attacking. Jelson, thank you. Welcome to the chat, by the way. If you need a player, give me D'Lo. Yeah, for the last shot for sure. If I need a player for the 4th, give me Ant. We finally have an actual closer in Ant. I 100% agree. There were many times in the 4th where I was kind of like, man, maybe this should be D'Lo's shot, because D'Lo can kind of hit those killer threes, or like he was hitting off balance, like weird everything tonight. And man, it was just so good to see D'Lo play well, and just realistically, all 3 of our big 3 played really well tonight. So I was super pumped to see that. Hey, Mass Dexter, sorry I'm late. I know, I was over at my family, so it took me a while. Then my dog threw up with 10 seconds left to go in the game when I was like, oh my god, I don't even know what's happening. My dog just threw up right in front of the TV. But yeah, Cat, and then Christian Rondo says, Cat staying composed the whole game was beyond impressive. 1,000%. 1,000%. I think that's my biggest takeaway from this game is that if Cat, and I was saying this like as I was watching the game, and I don't know if this is like the way to say it, but like Cat playing his role, and by role I don't mean like obviously he's, if not the most talented player on our team, then I mean right now he's probably the most talented player on our team, but I do think that Ant will be there someday. Ant's pretty close, I think, but he's just not as polished as maybe Towns is. Towns just makes weird decision making at times that hurt him, and yeah, if he's able to do that, there was a part of me that still wonders though, because at the end of the game in that post game interview where he dropped the F-bomb, oh my God, what are we gonna do? F-bomb on live cable television. But I think there's still a little bit of frustration on Cat's part. I think he wants to be a bigger player for this team, even though he is like the main guy for us. I think he wants to like just be so dominant that the whole league has to talk about him, and he's just not that player. He's a fantastic player. Probably, I mean, he's top, in my opinion, top 3 big in the league. Just overall, I mean, he can do everything. He can play defense, he can play offense, he can shoot threes, he can drive, he can finish, and he doesn't even get calls. So he's like super talented. But yes, Annie, it does show real mental growth, 100%. And I hope that it isn't something that bothers him, because this game from him I loved. It was perfect. He only had 13 shots and made 9 of them. He had 25 points. This is what we need. This is crazy. But let's see, what else? Wolves in 4. Hey, I like that. Bucks kept swarming him too. Yep, that's true. Let's see. Cat didn't complain. True. Jelson, I love how we don't have a filter in post-game interviews. It's weird, but it shows overall grit has increased. Oh, for sure. I mean, look at Cat when he came into the league and now. I mean, I like when Cat's like that in post-game interviews, because I feel like I'm finally glimpsing into like the real Cat, like authentic. Because when he first got in the league, he was saying all the right things, and in a way, that's kind of exciting to see your player say everything correctly, and be like, "Oh yeah, this kid knows it." That's like what you end up saying in those situations. But to have it be, have him be authentic at this point, I think is important for the team's growth and for his own growth, because it's just good for. Eventually a good environment. We still may be having beef at practices and stuff like that, and that's okay. I want that. We should have beef, because everybody should care. If everybody's caring, and even if they think different things, we care and we can come together. And we're also not in that same kind of a market like in LA or a Brooklyn or something like that, where if we have dysfunction where people are disagreeing and stuff like that, where it's going to be blown out of proportion in the media. I mean, we're in Minnesota. Nobody even cares. People, I guarantee you, half the league does not know that we're 3-1 right now. More than half the league probably knows that we aren't 3-1. So, got to be the best team in the league in a few years. We could be. I mean, if we stay together and we continue to do everything around Ant, Cat, and D'Lo, I like our chances, especially with the West kind of falling off. We got a lot of those, like, there's a lot of people that were drafted around like 2010, a little bit earlier, that are stars right now, and eventually are going to fall off and get a little bit older. I mean, LeBron's older, but he's just like superhuman, and he still is able to perform. He's been shooting pretty well this year, by the way. He's hitting some threes. But, there's a lot of players that aren't like LeBron, and they're going to fall off here in the next few years. And if we can still be on an upward trajectory, just saying, I like that. Let's see. I do miss the all-world potential Towns used to have, but oh well. Exactly, JJ. Yeah, I was a huge believer in that when we first got it, but it hasn't worked yet. For him to be like, because he has like obviously all the skill to be able to do that. I think there's just a lot of decision making that goes in, like his personal decision making on the court, that kind of takes him out of that scenario. But I still think he's like crazy talented, obviously like the top player on our team, and a top center in the league. So Annie says I'm 100% safe enough to feel that Ant is not Wiggins 2.0. 100%. When did Wiggins ever go into the locker room or say that he was going to speak up and be like, hey, I need to be a leader? Never. And also, after we started to learn a little bit more about Wiggins and like who he was as a person, we were like, oh yeah, he's not a leader. He is definitely not a leader. And that's when we kind of came over and we're like, okay, Cat's the leader. Wiggins is the two in this situation. Like if he has potential. But whoops. Let's see. Timberwolves Daily, thanks for coming over. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing real good. Let's see. Jelson also says, I don't know if the grade is coming from Chris Finch or Pat Bev. I'd assume it's a mix of both. Who do you think had the biggest impact of the two? I think it's kind of an interesting. That's a good question. I'd probably say it's. I mean, the cop-out answer is to say both, because I do think that both are having an impact on the game. I think Chris Finch is just kind of have like a no-nonsense, not like Cat or not Cat. Excuse me. I can't remember. Tibbs. Tibbs was like a hard ass, and you were like scared to do something wrong, or like he would like just be generally pretty intense around people. And I think Chris Finch is just like he knows what he wants to do. And that's just what he's going to do. And I think that general mindset kind of gets the team in a place of like, okay, he knows what he's doing. Maybe we should just follow him. And Chris Finch isn't like super like gritty necessarily, but I think that kind of a mindset can let the players kind of be themselves, which brings me to Pat Bev. And I think Pat Bev is probably the biggest difference maker along with Ant. But Patrick Beverly just has the experience. He's the vet. He's the one that can like prove experience. I mean, not that I don't think he's won a championship, but he's been in so many important games, playoff games, just marquee games. He's just been in them all. And defensively, obviously, he's even if he's not necessarily a skilled defensive player, he's he's just got the energy. And that's what we loved about Josh when he came into the league, which we didn't see much Josh Okogie tonight, but yeah, it's just to answer your question, Jelson, and hopefully I'm saying that right. It looks like Jelson, so I'm just going to say Jelson. I'd say Patrick Beverly is the short answer, just because that energy, having him out there in those crucial moments, there's not the ability for players to kind of get lackluster. Like when Wiggins was out there before, like it wasn't like we're like, oh, thank God Wiggins out there. We're going to have some like serious energy. Like that's not what we expected, So yeah, Jelson is right. Okay, good. Let's see. Looks like Pat Bev will keep his playoff streak. Hey, I think so. I mean, I think down the stretch in this game where they started to come back, that's where I was like telling my dad, because I was watching the game with my dad. I was like, okay, like we were up by 20, but we're playing the former champs, so I'm not expecting them to just lie down. Even without Drew and Brooke, like I'm expecting them to do it right, or to come back, and they did, which was expected, and we stayed calm. We had those big shots, those shots by D'Lo that just kill opponent crowds. There's a part of me, I have to look at the stats, and I don't know how to look at stats for certain things, but I feel like D'Lo has to have better away stats than home stats. Shout out Dad. Yes, if you're watching, shout out Dad. But I feel like he's got it, because he's just a killer in opponent buildings. Like he hits these just rainbow threes where in the perfect moments where the team is just about to come back, and then boom, a three. It's like, oh, it just kills all the energy, And then Ant had that drive, and the finish with the and one near the end of the game just takes the crowd out of the game. It's like, oh, just so perfect. It was just, it was a mature finish to this game. We held our own. We did what we were supposed to. Of course, the Bucks are gonna be good and come back. But yeah, Harrison Barnes game winner. Nice. To be honest with you, I'd be the worst at that game that they play on TNT where they're like name or who he play for or whatever, because I could not tell you who Harrison Barnes plays for right now. Is it still the Kings? He's still on the Kings, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I mean, the Bucks pushes to 6 after being. Yeah, they did, but I just think that's kind of like I was saying. Sorry, I wasn't even reading your comment. I think that's similar to just they're just a championship team. They're just good, so they're gonna come back, and we weathered the storm. I do think there was maybe a little bit of them playing down to their competition and us playing up to the competition, but still, it doesn't matter. We won the game, and we were able to finish it out even with the crowd getting rocking there at the end when they were within like 2 points or 1 point or something like that. So that was good. Hey, Godfrey, welcome back. Let's see, Jilson, bro, we got to do a live together at some point for sure. I'm actually looking for some people to do some lives. I've got normally Jilson, I haven't seen you in the chat, or maybe I have. Your name's super familiar. Maybe I just I've seen you on Twitter or something. But I'm definitely looking to do some shows with some other people. Both me and Ashwin, my co-host, we're both gonna have some days where we can't be here. Today is one of those. So it's just gonna be me tonight doing the tier list and chatting and everything. But I am definitely down to do some guest appearances. That goes for all of you too. Like JJ, if you ever wanted to, we got Mastexer, we've got Annie Oop, we got anybody. If you ever want to, let me know. We have thought about doing some kind of like fan things, or not fans for us, Timberwolves fans. And then also maybe getting some other people involved. Hint at the future. So just let me know. Hit up my DMs or something. Anyways, maybe we should get onto the tier list. And we've got a new tier list screen with the highlights. Oh yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, billionaire. But yeah, we will get that getting going here soon. We'll probably have like a Zoom room that you can like join. We do have to be a little careful because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube if anybody decided to do something wild. But Jelson, I normally do YouTube vids, but low-key lives look dope. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to mix around a little bit of both. I mean, we do lives. We were doing live on Twitch last year, and YouTube I just think is probably better to be doing things on, just because more people are on YouTube, and which was fun. And this is where I mean, all the people that you see in the chat pretty much are from Twitch, but I think YouTube algorithm's going to help us out a little bit. So anyways, we're going to get into the tier list now, and I've got a new screen. If Ashwin's watching, I'm thinking he'll like this a lot. So we're going to have the highlights playing while we do the tier list. That way you'll be able to have something to watch other than just my face. So let's see. All right, let's do maybe have the open rooms after good games. That is probably a smarter choice. I like that. Okay. The new thing, let's see if it works. Oh, so far, not so good. Oh, there it is. Highlights, maybe. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, okay. It's going. I don't know if this is going to work, so we're going to have to be a little careful. Let's see here. I don't know if they'll take it away. I think it will. Oh, it's still going. Might be okay. All right, here it is, the tier list with the new everything. You can see me too. Yeah, okay, good. I was like, oh god, what if you can't even see me? Anyways, oh my gosh, every time I do this. Okay, so I just can't. I think it's that I can't look at you guys at the same time. So I can't look at chat at the same time. So sorry, I won't be able to see you chat for a second, but I promise I'm here. Maybe I could like pull you up on my phone or something. Yeah, I'll pull you up on the phone. Okay, so the Kings won. That's too bad if the Kings won. I don't want the Kings winning. Let's see here. Stop. What's going on? Okay. Let's do this one. Okay, sorry if there's noise. There we go. All right, now I can see you again, chat. I will be paying attention to the tier list a little bit, though. Although it looks like it did stop again. Let's see. There. Yeah, you keep going. I want you to stop. Okay, if it stops, I'm sorry. We might just have a blank screen there. But anyways, tier list. Yeah, it stopped again. Well, shoot. We tried. It was worth it. I'll keep this on there for now. So basically what we do for these tier lists, as you can see on my left, I don't know what it is. But we go from bottom to top, so we go from least amount of played to most amount of played. If you're new here, this ranking that you see, this A1 through Wancho tier, is based off of their average play. So like, if we expect like 2 points out of Jaden Mclaughlin, and he gets 2 points and only plays 5 minutes, he's probably getting a C. And if like somebody like D'Lo plays 30 minutes, goes like 3 of 14 like he did the other night, he might fall down to like a D or an F tier, or a Wancho. Wancho is F tier. So those are the kind of things. A1 is reserved for like all-time performances. This is like, Derrick Rose 50-point game, insane games. So rarely do we get those. It's possible, but I wouldn't necessarily expect that. So Anyways, I'm sorry. The highlights are probably going to cut in and out as we go. But first off, we're going to start with Jordan Mclaughlin, who had 0 points, 0 anything, really didn't contribute that much. I can't really fault him for anything in this, so I'm just going to give him a C. I think that's fair. Feel free to participate in chat. I see it in front of my phone here. So let's see, Jelson 81 and 8 or 80, 81 and 1. Stop the hate. Yes, there we go. Yeah, man, Vando. What a wild game from Vando, but we're gonna get to him. He was the starter, so and likely one of the best players tonight. So first off, I think Mclaughlin, we really can't hold anything against him for this. I mean, he didn't play at all. So we're going to go ahead and give him... Where is he on here? There he is. We're going to give him a C. I feel bad. I mean, there's really nothing that he could have done differently. So, but next up, who we got? We've got Naz Reid. Naz Reid actually had a pretty good game for how few minutes he had. He made a couple shots. He was 3 of 4, and he looked just like the Naz of last year that we were all super excited to see. You know, I'm down for games like this. Like, obviously, we were able to keep Cat in there a while. I don't even know. Did Cat only had 1 foul tonight, too. Man, what a good game from Cat. But that's huge because then we can have Naz out there for shorter amount of times. And I think that's probably better for Naz just because he's still a little raw talent-wise. So I like this game out of him, though. He made some clutch shots. He did have 2 personal fouls, but I think, you know, it was pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okogie didn't play, did he? Yeah, he didn't. Kind of surprising. I forgot. I'll put Okogie in the tier down there. Sorry, Okogie. Yeah, none of those guys played. Perfect. And sorry about the highlights, guys. Sorry. But yeah, anyway, so who were we on? We were on Naz. Naz, I'm going to give him a B tonight. I think this was a good game. I mean, it's hard to get higher than a B when you've only done a couple, you only played 7 or 8 minutes. But I think those 7 or 8 minutes were super crucial for us and super good. So I'm just going to give him a B. We're going to try to move through the bench players quickly because I'd rather talk about like the top 5 or 6 players. So next up, I always want to say Tayshaun Prince. Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince had 16 minutes, only 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 of 4 shooting. I didn't hate his minutes out there, but at the same time, we just need, like, he's Josh Okogie, but he needs to have offense. You know, he doesn't have the same defensive like energy. He still had some energy tonight on defense, but it's not that same like, you know, like crazy energy that you see from Josh. So it's, you know, you maybe expect a little less on the defensive end, but you expect a lot more on the offensive end. I'm expecting some threes from him. You know, and like we were talking about in the last episode, like it's hard to get into a rhythm when you're not playing a ton of minutes. And like I think on the Cavs, he was playing probably a starter, you know. So he's coming off the bench only getting like 16, 17 minutes. Hard to get used to it, but you know, you kind of have to adjust. At this point, it's kind of sad. I don't really expect much more from him, but I'm probably going to give him a D. It's hard to give somebody a D on a night where we won such a good game, but I think I'm going to have to. I mean, he just didn't play well, so we'll do that. Malik Beasley's up next. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything in chat. Sorry. Hopefully the Clips lose. Big minutes from all the starters. Only bad thing is Cat did have a lot of turnovers. Yeah, he did have a few turnovers, but, you know, it wasn't as crucial. He had a couple bad ones, but it was okay. If Okogie was starting rather than Vando, we lose this game 100%. I 100% agree. I think so as well. Vando's energy is just like Josh's, and it's just a different play style because Josh plays a little bit more like a 3-and-D kind of player. I mean, he's not good at shooting threes. He just is not an efficient 3-point shooter. And with Vando, he plays more like a big because he is big. And just the energy and his height, it's just off the charts, you know. It's just insane, and the plays that he made were just so crucial. So, but Malik Beasley, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. I was talking about this on Twitter with a couple people. I think Mass Dexter and somebody else. I can't remember. You know, Malik, I'm expecting him to take a while to get back to normal shooting wise. I mean, think about it. He was just in prison a couple months ago. You know, that's insane. He was in prison for a while too. It's not like he was just in there for like a day or a week or something like that. He was in there for like a month or 2. So that's just got to throw off your entire off season. And to be honest, he looks almost better than I'd expect for him to look. So I don't know. I'm not going to judge him too hard until we get like a quarter of the way through the season, maybe even halfway through the season. But we'll see. Who knows if he'll even be on the team at that point. But anyways, Malik, I'd probably say he was, for his new role, he shot 2 of 6. He hit 2 threes. I'm gonna give him a C. I don't think he was too much of a detriment. He did have one bad play, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but he did have one bad play that I really didn't like. But then he came down on defensive end and got a steal, so I was kind of okay with that. So we're gonna give him a C. I think that's fair. Feel free to disagree with me in chat, though. I am totally okay with disagreement. Okay, Okogie can't rebound like Vando, 100%. Jelson says it's extremely difficult to find anything we necessarily did bad tonight. Yeah, exactly. No, I think we held our own. Like, we gave the lead. We didn't give the lead back. We got them back in the game, but it was, overall just a good game, solid game. A little bit more fun. It kind of reminded me of the Butler era, because those games weren't really fun. Like, we were winning and doing things right, but it wasn't like super fun. This game, we won. We did it right. And it was exciting. There was some excitement. D'Lo was hitting shots. Ant hit dunked a couple, or just one, but that was like a breakaway. Towns had a good dunk. It was just like a good night overall. So I'm going to say up next, Patrick Beverly. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 2 of 6 shooting. He had a couple questionable shots, but he was so hot the other night at Target Center that I almost don't blame him. But as we've said before with Patrick Beverly, it's not about his stats, it's about his energy that he brings, because he's out there in the crucial moments that we need and that matter. And for him to be out there in those moments, man, it just keeps us in the game. There was a play near the end of the game. Actually, let's go to it. So this play to the end of the game, oh God, I really like having the highlights here. Let's see. It was when they were really coming back here, because they had a breakaway and he stole it, and then we went back down, and I don't know if that was the play where Ant got fouled or what. Okay, so this is where Middleton makes the long 2, which, my God, thank God it was a long 2. Also, the timeout situation, how they missed their timeout and called it, it was just like the stupidest thing. So this might have been where he stole it and then Ant came back down and did this. I don't know. I guess the steal's not here, but it was just such a crucial play in the game that I was like, man, that's so good. I don't know if you guys remember, but that was really good. Let's see. Everyone's talking about the Towns was taking the Towns boards. Yeah, I think that's to be expected in this new scheme, because, and you're gonna have to forgive me, I am a basketball fan, but as I've said like last year, anybody that's new to the show, I have never played basketball at any level other than just shooting hoops in my own front yard or at the park. That is literally all I've done. I did not play high school, middle school, elementary school, whatever you want to say. I've never played basketball in like an actual game setting. I've just shot hoops. I'm just a big fan of the game. So I don't really know what I'm talking about when we get into like the deep schemes and things like that. But the schemes that we have, I think we're not playing drop coverage where Towns is dropping back to the basket and kind of guarding the basket, being more of like a, and I could be saying this wrong, but he's basically not going to be as much around the rim. He's going to be actually guarding perimeter players, which I think is good for Cat, because I think he has the ability to guard perimeter players. Just right as we're watching right now, he's guarding players that are trying to drive on the perimeter. He's not necessarily like the fastest, but I think he's capable of it. Like, I'm not saying he's like a fantastic perimeter defender, but he is certainly capable. So for him to be out there at like 3-point line, we're not going to see those rebounds, and that's where it's important to have people like Vando and Jaden, because those two are both really tall, and they can also, they're going to be a little bit closer to the basket if Towns is out there at the top of the key or something like that. So I think this is probably a game that we should probably expect going forward, which is okay, because I'm okay with Cat playing a little bit more of like a almost shooting role, but anyways, let's see. I don't know if this is a hot take, but if we trade Pat Bev, we would definitely not make the playoffs. I agree. And that's why, like, for a Ben Simmons trade to happen, I'm just not for it. I really don't want a Ben Simmons trade to happen if we're going to have to give up Patrick Beverly, because he's so valuable to our team. You know, we just can't lose a player like that right now. The vibes are just too good to lose him. We don't have any other player like that other than maybe Ant, you know? So it would just be too crucial to lose him. Didn't he strip him on a layup or something? Yes, exactly, JJ. Towns also did go from guarding Val to Connaughton. That is true. And Valanciunas, I think he deserves a little bit more credit than he gets, because he's a tough cover, as he's just so big, you know? He's kind of like a Nikola Pekovic, where he's just so big that it's like, man, you really got to counter with strength. And Towns doesn't necessarily have a lot of strength. Anyways, Patrick Beverly tonight. I think for Pat, I think this was a great game for him. That steal at near the end of the game that I'm remembering, I think that was a pretty clutch play. I don't know if I can quite give him an A tonight. I guess, I don't know. It's kind of tricky. Let me know in chat what you guys think for Patrick Beverly. I'm definitely thinking B. I don't think I could go any lower than a B, just because I think, 6 rebounds and 6 assists, along with, 6 points isn't that much, but he only played 20 minutes. He nearly got if he would have played like 30 minutes, he could have had a triple-double tonight. So I think that's more than we probably ask of him on a nightly basis. I'm not saying it's impossible that he could go off and get like 15 points and 10 rebounds or 10 assists in the game, but I think that's probably more than we expect, you know. Okay, we've got Pat deserves a B, B+, A for sure. Interesting. That is interesting. We've got, because I am leaning towards like B+, but I can see the A. Because think of it, if we don't have Patrick Beverly, do we win this game? I don't know. You know, I think he was that crucial. Same with Vando, you know. B+ for Mass Dexter. All right, I think we're gonna go with a B+. We'll see how it shakes out at the top there. If we're going off of what we expect from Patrick Beverly, this is more than we expect. Yeah, 100%. 7 assists, clutch steal, deserves an A alone. I agree. I think the thing is, if anybody has watched like those pizza reviews that guy from Barstool does, we're kind of pretty what is it? Like conservative with our scoring. We try to keep it pretty, like A is quite good game. I'm not saying he didn't have a good game, and you're right that like I said, I love that steal that he had. I think we're gonna go with a B+ for now, and then we'll see how it shakes out. But I think B+ is fair for him. Definitely better than Nas. And maybe it is A. I don't know. We're going to keep B+ for now, just to see what happens, because I think there's some players that clearly contributed to the win. You know, it's just so huge. So we'll do that, but I appreciate it. Anyways, next up, did I put him there? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Starters. We are on to probably one of the most, honestly, all the starters were super clutch today. Yeah, look at this. This is great. Vanderbilt, 30 minutes for Vanderbilt, 10 points. I don't even remember him getting a bucket for some reason. 10 points. I do remember every single rebound that he had. 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 4 of 6 shooting. And he had 3 personal fouls, only 1 turnover. But man, how about that? He had 6 offensive rebounds and 7 defensive rebounds. Incredible. Where's Ed Davis? Yeah, seriously. A tier, A1 tier. Let's see. A for sure. Okay. Is this for Vanderbilt? Because I think I agree with Vanderbilt. This is way more than we expect. I think we expect the energy. We expect a little bit of rebounding. We certainly don't expect a double-double. We don't expect Vanderbilt to really score points. So I think the fact that he has 10 points alone is almost A-worthy. 13 rebounds is insane. A1 flashes, I would agree with that. He had some, he has these rebounds that are like breathtaking. Like the last game, the one where you get called for the over the back, that rebound was incredible. I was at the game, and when he did that, I was literally like, this is better than a dunk. Seeing this happen, this is incredible. He also shot well from free throw. That's right. I was watching it, and I was kind of talking to my dad at the point, not really paying attention to the game, And I kind of at first was like, oh wow, I forgot that Vanderbilt can shoot free throws, and I was like, wait, no, he can't. So that was great. I think this is an A, but I do think we've had flashes of A1, to be honest with you. Um, yeah. Also, just hugely clutch for the team tonight. I think Vanderbilt gets an A. By the way, Vanderbilt is why half of the reason we're named Built from day one. Vanderbilt from A1 day one. You know it. Anyways, back to the highlights. Sorry. I think I'm gonna have to download the video, the highlights, and have it loop in the background rather than have it in its own web browser. So we'll see. Anyways, what else? We've got Jaden McDaniels. Similar performance. I think obviously Vando's was a little bit more special tonight, but Jaden, this is the Jaden that we remember. He's already had good games this year. I mean, he had 11 rebounds, 3 points, 2 assists. You only shot 3 times, but again, you don't really expect that much from him. I think he hit a 3, right? Yeah, it was a 3 that he hit. That's good to see. We got to have him start hitting threes. It's kind of the same conversation that we had about Josh in his rookie year. It's like if Josh can hit threes, we've got a serious like role / starter player for us. And if McDaniels can start hitting threes as well as defensive length and effort, man, we're talking something special. We need that. So if he can hit some threes, couple like 2, maybe 3 a game. I mean, I know that's asking a lot, but man, that would be huge. So yeah, I think this was a great game for McDaniels. Man, what do we give for McDaniels? He's always the hardest to grade because the stats always aren't necessarily there. Tonight they kind of are. He has 11 rebounds. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of thinking B because like we do expect him to have good performances most of the time. So I almost want to say a B plus, somewhere in that range. Let's see. Sorry, I forgot about chat for a moment. Let's see. Jelson, Jaden is a B, lower than Pat, higher than Nas. I think I can agree with that. Yes, I think I do agree with that. Yeah, I think so. And I think that probably does end up being a B plus because I do think that Pat Bev is like borderline A. So we're gonna give it. Yeah, we'll give him that. So Jaden, right in the middle there. I like it. Thank you, Jelson, contributing right off the bat. I love it. All right. Next up, Anthony Edwards. We're on to the big 3 now. This is how it should be. The top 3 players, the top 3 scorers of our team. I don't know about the others. But Anthony Edwards played 33 minutes, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 9 of 24 shooting, so not the best shooting night. I was kind of surprised at halftime he had 17 shots or something like that, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he shot that much, because I felt like he was doing okay. But I think it's kind of that syndrome where it's like, okay, I like this player too much, so any shot they take I think is a good shot. I think that's what's happening with Ant. But he shot 9 of 24, which isn't awful, but certainly would like to see a little bit better shooting. But he made shots when it mattered most near the end of the game. He'd had those drives that were just huge. Breakaway dunk, and then that power layup against and one finish against Chris Middleton. Huge plays. Get your grades for Ants in the comments while I read the rest. He was 2 of 10 from 3, so that's a little rough. 5 of 6 from the line. It's great to have a star player be great from the line. Same with Cat, and D'Lo, all 3 of them. It's nice to not worry about that, and that'll be great come playoff time or just late season time. Close games, everything, only 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, so this is a pretty good night, Let's see. A for Ant, B plus. I mixed, yeah. A1 finish for sure. I'd say A, but lower than Vando. B minus, yeah, because Vando's just was like so wild. I mean, you don't expect a game like this from Vando. And Ant, you do somewhat expect this, but I do think this is where the grading comes into like a little bit of like a gray area. Is like, I mean, when a player has like good enough stats and you're winning, it's kind of like, I mean, C seems like almost unfair. You almost have to bump it up a little bit. So like if like somebody averages 20 points and 10 rebounds and they get 20 points and 10 rebounds, it's not, and obviously it's not just about the stats. I just feel like Ant had a pretty good game and just key moments. So I probably agree with you guys. Probably B, probably somewhere in a B, right? I think that's probably fair. We'll do like mid B. Let's see, where is B actually? Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Where is Ant? There's Ant. Do we put him above or below Jaden? That's a tough one. Not sure about that one, honestly. B- because I expect Ant to be more efficient. True. I like that. And then it's kind of tricky. Below, above. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Okay, JJ says above. Jelson says above. Okay. It would have to be a real buzzkill if the Wolves let this slip. Oh my god. It would have been a killer. At the same time, it would really depend on how we let it slip away. Like if we didn't come back at all and fight at all, then yeah, that's super bummer. But like if we would have fought and maybe like came like if they took the lead, we take it back or something. That's one thing because this is like we're playing champs, So you give yourself some amount of slack, but yeah, it's tricky. Anyways, I think we're gonna go above because people said above, and Ant did come in super clutch at the end of the game, and we won. So we'll give him the bump. Next up, the player who remembered how to play basketball today, D'Angelo Russell. 36 minutes, 29 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 12 of 25 shooting, so pretty good efficiency. 3 of 11 from 3 though. 2 of 5 from the line, only got to the line 3 times. Or 2 of 3 from the line, not 2 of 5. 3 turnovers, 1 crazy turnover, I think. Or was that Cat's turnover? I don't remember. Some player had a turnover that was just like they threw it way over Ant or whoever was playing on the wing. It was insane. But D'Lo had a great night. I think D'Lo played really well. Let's see, catching up on chat. Ant saved the game. I could already hear it was a good loss. Yeah, no, I could hear that, dude. JJ, Heike, Ant higher than Pat. Possibly. They're pretty close, I'd say, though. I mean, because like they both outperformed what you would expect out of them by about the same amount. Yeah, it's pretty close. A for sure, no question, higher than Vando. This is D'Lo we're talking about, I assume. D'Lo should do this more often. Pretty good strategy, putting the ball in the hoop. I agree. I 100% agree. Henry, welcome to the chat. That was D'Lo. Sorry, I don't know. Did I miss a chat from you? Sorry, Henry. I don't know if I missed a chat. That was D'Lo's turnover. So bad. Oh, they're talking about the turnover. I see. Sorry, Henry. Yeah, no, that was a wild turnover, and I was like super disappointed in that moment. Oh, sorry, I got the highlights went away. Sorry, my bad. But that was really bad. A- overall. Mr. Fleury had to start the game. It was insane. I think he was like 5 of 5 or 6 of 6 to start the game. I think it was a lot of mid range, but it was still like I was just so happy to see it. I don't care. Honestly, it's okay if he has a mid range game because we already have Ant, who's a little bit more of a perimeter and like finishing at the rim kind of a like shot maker. Not that he can't hit step back like mid range, but I'm okay with D'Lo being a mid range player. Experience came through when that left hand. Oh my gosh, JJ, exactly that crazy hook shot off the glass. I don't know how that went in. That was insane. Let's see. D'Lo just yeeted that shit out of bounds. He did. He like it was not even close. Dan called it because the Bucks have a drop system. Yep, that's true. He was 6 out of 6 and 2 of 2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that past 5 rows in the stands with 2 minutes was not good. That was terrible. Yeah, it was such a key moment too. It just was like a killer. But hey, that's what you get with dynamic point guards. Pretty much any dynamic point guard in the league, you're gonna get turnovers. So, but I think D'Lo, it's pretty obvious that he had an A game, and to be honest, I just want to give him an A for remembering how to play basketball. So, we're gonna give him an A tonight. It's got to be below Vando. I think Vando just had such a wildly insane game that we can't put anybody really above him, right? He just was too good. But sorry, I had to take a drink of water. Normally when it's me and Ashwin, we can kind of bounce things off each other, so I have to talk the whole time. But anyways, where are we now? So now we're on to the last player of the game. We are at Karl Anthony Towns, who, I mean, I think Vando probably is still going to be the top player after tonight on the tier list for tonight's game. But I think what was more impressive than Vando's game was Towns' ability to just play within himself. You know, we were talking about this at the beginning of the show. I mean, Towns, and we've been critical of Towns on the show in the past, but you know, it's just, by the way, that finish by Ant is unreal. Unreal. That is superstar. But we've been critical of Cat on the show before because a lot of times you can just tell he's going for like the ESPN highlights. He's going for like he's just trying to, it's kind of like a show off kind of a mode because he's so talented and like he just wants to show it all off and do everything. Because I think he truly does want to be like the savior of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I'm not saying he doesn't want to do it with teammates or with like good teammates, but I think he clearly wants to be like the number one. So I think it's hard for him to kind of go into games, be a little bit more passive in certain situations where he might not be. But man, the effectiveness of his game tonight, 25 points, only 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, 1 steal. He was 9 of 13 shooting. So he's taking shots and making them 3 of 5 from 3, 4 of 5 from the line. Did have 7 turnovers. He did have a couple bad turnovers that I was unhappy with that are kind of just like typical Cat turnovers that we've seen before. But I think this game was just super, super impressive by Cat. Let's see. That was an Ufer Wancho level pass for that D'Lo one for sure. That 5 of 5 start with D'Lo was the biggest moment of the game. I 100%. It just set the tone, you know. 25 points on 13 shots. That's efficiency, 100%. 7 turnovers. Yep. The difference in attitude for Cat between this game and the Pelicans is night and day. 100%. 100%. You know, it's just so. That's, by the way, this is the point in which my dog threw up, so I didn't get to see any of this end game. But yeah, keeping that composure, and I just like it's just so different. And if we can have this Cat all the time, sure, maybe he's not going to go off for. I still think he would if he plays composed like this. We're still going to have games where he does go off for like 40 points. He goes off for even like 50 and has like crazy like 30 point, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, like, or triple doubles. Like, I still think that's possible. I just think he needs to play within the game, within the team, within the system, and he'll go down as one of the greatest players of this generation of players. I 100% believe that. 100%. But I think if he tries too hard, that's when it just is like a typical, oh, we're going to have a really good player that gets really good stats for a bunch of years for us and looks good. Like a Kevin, I mean, I'm not saying that he's Kevin Love, but you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want that empty stats, you know. I want wins. And he said that before, but we just haven't seen that. And I think this season we have a chance that might be different. Yeah, I mean, Wancho, to be fair for Jelson to forgot how to play basketball tier, that is basically Wancho tier. And he has been Wancho tier, not Cat, D'Lo, for the first few games. But yes, JJ, can Cat keep this going? Because yeah, he started last season. You're right. He did start last season not complaining. And the complaining, I wish he would stop because it is annoying. But it's a lot more just the decision making that he makes throughout the game. It's just painful at times. I think he needs to let this be a co-star team between him and Ant and maybe even D'Lo at times. So, still think Vando's the MVP. I think Jim Pete mentioned Cat's attitude a couple times. He did. Yeah, you're right, Christian. Played through. Might have been Towns' block on the Portis 3. Yeah, that was a super good one, right, JJ? I love that. He was sharper on closeouts in general tonight. Yeah, that's true. So for Towns tonight, what are we thinking? Are we thinking? I mean, because I feel like he needs to be. I mean, not that this matters to anybody other than just us here, but I think 100% Jelson with his IQ. I 100% agree. But you know, I think for him tonight, it's hard to not give him something pretty high. Not an A1. A maybe. I think B plus is probably a little bit more accurate tonight. Just because, well, it's weird because like you would almost expect stat wise. Obviously, you're expecting more rebounds, maybe even a few more assists. He had 5 assists though. That's pretty good, and 3 blocks. But it's more about the mindset. And the mindset that he played with tonight, I want to see this every single game. If we have this every single game, and if Ant can continue being more efficient, and D'Lo can play just consistent basketball, doesn't have to play as good as he did tonight, but just something consistent, then we're making the playoffs, baby, and we have a chance to maybe win a series or two if we're playing like that. And the 7 turnovers, that's right. Let's see. It's tricky. Does that count towards his tier or yeah? But would be composure mean for future games? Yeah, I mean that's gonna be tricky because like tonight we don't necessarily expect that same level of composure. So I think it's fair to give him a higher grade tonight. I think if we're looking at the tier list here, let me pull it up here. I gotta pull it up over here. Sorry, I gotta do all these weird things because I have it all messed up tonight. Does he go? I mean, Ant had such crucial plays. I think him and Cat are pretty close tonight. I don't necessarily think he was over Pat Bev because this is closer to what we expect. I do think Christian. I think we're probably pretty close to a B plus. You know what? Just for the sake of me, unless everybody in chat totally disagrees, I think we're probably gonna give him a B plus, and we might put him above Ant tonight, just because we're not used to seeing him this composed. And I think if we can see this going forward, things are going to be great for this team. Things are going to be fantastic. You know, that's what I want to watch the end of the game though really quickly with you guys because I wasn't able to see this. Ant did seal it, excuse me. It was really loud. I'm barely even putting the volume up. But we're going to go to the end of the game because I want to see the end. It's my dog threw up. I didn't get to see the very end. Saw this part. Oh, yeah, this is where we are. Okay. Just huge. Just huge from Ant there. He's only 20. That's so crazy. Clutch free throw. He did miss a clutch free throw earlier, though. Culver over Kevin Garnett. Stop the hate. Oh, man, you should have been around for the Culver days, Jelson. On Twitch, people were going crazy. There were so many Culver fans. It was weird. This was also huge because they only had the one timeout. Nice. Good finish. Good game. Oh, did they swap jerseys too? Anyways, that was a fun game. Super fun. I loved it. Culver is A1. Some of y'all hate her. Yeah, seriously. Oh, good game. Good game tonight. Well, we're still going to chat for a little bit, but if you're new here, feel free to give us a follow, like the stream. We do this after every game. Even if I have to do it super late, we try to make it happen. I will be back on Saturday to do this, but yeah, this was a fun game. You know, you just love to see things like this. Me and you got to swap jerseys. Oh, geez, yeah. I'm not gonna say that one out loud. But that was a great game. Culver Goat burner confirmed. Oh man, Culver Goat. I'm surprised he hasn't blocked me. He should have blocked me by now. But yeah, fun game. I'm looking forward. So we play Denver on Saturday, and we play them with potentially a hurt Jokic, or at least a slightly hobbled Jokic, because in the game last night he had a knee contusion. I don't know if it's really that serious. It sounds like it might not be that serious from last I heard. But at the same time, maybe they take it safe. Yeah, because if Jokic doesn't play, I mean, don't get me wrong. Just because Jokic doesn't play doesn't mean that the game is over. But, by the way, yeah, okay, JJ, does he play? Wait, do they play on Friday? They play Friday. So are we there back to back? Oh, that would be great. But yeah, he probably does. If that's true, then he probably sits out Friday. You have knee surgery on Friday. I'm still going to the game on Saturday. Yes. Nice. Well, God, good luck on the knee surgery. My goodness. Maybe Saturday. Yeah, he could probably play on Saturday. If he doesn't, though, then that would be huge for us, because then they're playing on a back-to-back. And again, I don't want to disrespect the Denver Nuggets, because they are probably going to be one of the top-tier teams in the West this league, or this year. But you know, it's still Like, that would be good for us. We need to play up to what they could be, not down to what they might end up being. So that would be good. Yeah. Who do they play on Friday? The Nuggets play. Oh, they play a late game too. It's a West Coast game? What? Wait, why is it that late? They play at 9 p.m. So they play at 9 p.m. and then we play them on 8 p.m. on Saturday, so it's a little bit later. Man, that would be great. Let's see. Need Warriors Jazz to lose tomorrow, and then we'd be tied for first, right, Mass Dexter? I can already see MPJ's stupid 3 yeah, no, that's true. He will. He didn't shoot very well the other night, though. Justin Jokic better play. I want my money's worth for the tickets, even though they were free. Did you get those Arby's tickets? Oh, speaking of which, I got to get back on. Check out, see if the Timberwolves, because I know they had tickets tonight that I got, but I actually already had tickets to the game already for the 17th. Still the 17th for the Kings. I'm sure they're out of those tickets by now. But yeah, Jokic should just, seriously, why not, basically, at this point. Arby's has given me basically season tickets this year. If the free Summer Jam tickets are Pelicans without Zion and Nuggets without Jokic, that would suck. Oh, God. Christian, you got to get the Timberwolves app, though. I've got tickets to every game. One, because of exactly what you're talking about, the scrimmage thing, because I went there. But they're giving out free tickets on Arby's on the Timberwolves app, where they give away the free Arby's. I've had tickets. We were in row D of section 133 for the last game. Incredible seats. They're normally $125 seats, and I got 4 of them for free from Arby's. So go into the Timberwolves app after the game, once they've hit the 12 threes, where you can get the free, like we have the threes Arby's promotion, do that. Jelson, they sold out 10 minutes. Yeah, so I've got the fast fingers too, for sure, for these things, because I am like crazy. But did they have any was it all just upper deck, or did they have any lower tier seats? Because I forgot initially after the game, for like the first like 60 seconds after the game, because my dog threw up. I know I keep saying that, but oh my God. So I didn't notice it right away. All upper. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed it, because that one that I got lower seats for, I was shocked. I couldn't believe that I had gotten that. 209. That's pretty good. So for this one, I think I got, what did I get? I got 234, I think. Not too great, but I got 6 tickets. And I've already got 4 tickets in section 113, because they gave the Timberwolves, if anybody was there for the first game of the year, they did this thing where like you have to mobile order food at the game. You can't just like order at the concessions. So I tried to order food and it wasn't ready for an hour, and then I went up to them and they're like, yeah, the system doesn't work, so we're gonna give you free, like, then they reached out to me after the game and they're like, hey, we're gonna give you tickets. I didn't even complain. I just said, hey, the food thing didn't work in like the survey, and they gave it. It was insane. Christian, you do have to be pretty fast. Lately people are catching on, but like I forgot about it for like the first minute or two after the game, and I was still able to get it. So unless I just checked at the perfect time, and I know that there were still some, they're all upper deck seats, but still they pretty much do it after any time. So this is the screen you're going to see. I don't know. Oh, it won't show you here. Oh, yeah, it will. Okay. So you see at the bottom there where it says claim tickets. You just click that and it takes you to the website. Do it. Seriously. It's incredible. I've got tickets to every game. I basically got season tickets. You have to keep an eye out because it happens every game when we hit 12 threes. But, yeah, they just gave, so the next one they gave away was for the 17th. Because we don't have that many. I mean, we have a couple more home games coming up. Because we have one against the Nuggets on Saturday. And then we have the Magic on Monday. Can't buy me a plane ticket. Mass Dexter, where do you live? Do you live near DC? Or is that just because you're a Westbrook fan? I can't remember. Where do you live? What do you not live in Minnesota? You live 15 minutes from the stadium? Man, I actually live downtown. You live in Montreal? What? Have I known this? What? Wow. You live 15 minutes from the stadium. I live directly next to US Bank Stadium. Like, I look out my window and I see it. And that's not a flex. This is literally the cheapest apartment I could find. It was not like I was trying to like flex. Legit had to do that. It takes 12 threes to get free Arby's. Apparently. Tailgate. I am I am like literally kitty corner for me is a open parking lot where they do the tailgating for the games. It's crazy. A little far, ain't it? Yeah, that is a little far. I did not realize you were in Canada. Oh my god. And Montreal is east, right? So are you in Eastern time zone then? Let's see. You live like 2 hours away. It's not bad. Dang, you guys live far away. Even so, like I used to live in Coon Rapids. That's where my parents live, and when we would go to the games there, it only took like 20, maybe 30 minutes to get to the game. But yeah, Eastern. Okay. Dang, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Well, anyways, we've hit the hour-long mark. If you're still here, please give us a follow. We're trying to get to maybe 50 followers by like the All-Star break. I don't know how to judge subscribers. Is that what it is? I don't know. I think the only thing we take away from the Wolves, they should play on Wednesdays. I am down for Wednesday games. I love Wednesday games because I work Friday through Tuesday, so I'm off Wednesday, Thursdays always. So that's why I was like, no big deal. You're in Cottage Grove? Okay. So everybody's pretty close. I'm above New York pretty much. That's what I thought. I don't know that much about geography in Canada other than Manitoba is right above Minnesota and it looks like Minnesota kind of. And then obviously I used to live in Seattle, so I went to Vancouver once. And I like Vancouver. It's similar to Seattle, but I have not been to the East Coast. I do want to go to the East Coast. But 2 games this season have come on Wednesdays too. Also, I think every game we've won has been a Bones Day. Do you guys know about Bones Day on TikTok? We won't get into it. It's not a big deal. But yeah. Anyways, if you're new here, please drop a subscription, drop a like, drop a comment after the video's done. I gained 200 subs in a month with consistency. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. Christian, yeah, it is Bones Day. Manitoba and Vancouver can't compete with Ontario and Quebec. I think it's everybody in America I think says Quebec, but I think it's actually Quebec. I don't think you say a W. Anyways, I feel confident that we've lost like 90% of Statement Saturday. It's the green jerseys. I hate the green jerseys, man. I can't stand them. But we do have a new jersey announcing soon. I think that blue one. I'm very excited for that. I'm French Canadian, so for Quebec. Those jerseys don't help the experience either. Yeah, true. Blinding. Anyways, I don't have anything else to say. I want to go to bed, get up tomorrow. I have to work on some things, fix some things for the stream. Obviously, the video thing was a little wonky. Got to get a couple things in there and maybe get some guest spots in there. So follow me on Twitter. I'm going to go from this game. See you next time. Yes, I think we all are. We can end on that note. I appreciate it. Good stream. I appreciate the kind words. That was a good win. Hopefully we can have another one on Friday or Saturday. I am down for that. I'm also down for Jokic. Well, Jokic to either not play or not play well. We'll do that. Timberwolves Daily, thanks for stopping by again. I appreciate it. Again, if you're new here, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, all those things, whatever. Goats, I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you on Saturday night. Bye-bye.